Barry Big Nuts.
He's come out of the closet, finally.
We're humans. Check me one time. Kia Xceed makes you feel a bit thuggy.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and behind me I've got a brand new Kia to show you, and it's in bright green. Ollie, what we're going to do today?
I'm doing the X Go and Give It To You. Do you remember DMX?
X Go Give It To You.
We've got the Kia Xceed. Some of you might think, oh, it's a bit of a boring car, but I tell you what, it is affordable. As always, here at Car Chat TV, I do a ton of research. I found out some lesser known features that others actually don't talk about this car. I've got 3 cool secrets that I want to share with you, so stay with me on that. And as always, we're going to take it for a test drive on the UK roads and give you our honest thoughts. So let's go. Just to let you guys know, we release an episode every single Friday. Next week, we check out the brand new VW Golf R. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. Okay, let's talk about the Kia Xceed and what you can get at the moment. Because if you go on the Kia Xceed website, you can only buy a 1.5 petrol TGDI, which this one is. It's a 2024. There's 4 trim levels, the 2, the GT Line, the 3 and the GT Line S. So this has got 138 brake horsepower, does a 0 to 62 in 8.9 seconds. That is pretty slow, but we'll try it out later, we'll test it out. But it has got a little bit of poke when you are on the move, and we'll also talk about that later. They did used to do a plug-in hybrid, but they don't offer that anymore, which is a bit annoying. And it's probably going to go full EV at one point anyway. But there you go, there's some stats on the Kia Xceed. First thing I want to go and do is take it to some B roads and see what it's like handling, and then relay that information back to you guys. Let's talk about MPG. Now, Kia say the GT line with the 18-inch rims gets 44.8 MPG. The 2 gets 46 MPG. We got a long day of filming. I've been using it all week as well, and I'm going to tell you from the start of when I got this car to the end what I've been averaging.
Okay, so let's have a little walk around the exterior and see what we think about the design and what it looks like. So let's start around the front.
It's awesome. It was updated in 2022, and they did a few cool things with it, because these side vents here, these are really actual functional, so it actually makes the car
really actual functional.
It does, yeah, it makes it less draggy.
Look, these are really actual functional. They're real vents. You can put your hand in there.
Look at my hole. Look at my hole.
Oh, that's weird.
I'd love to know what you think about the front. Obviously they're changing it. If you look at the Kia design language now, they've gone more of a vertical.
I feel like, yeah, the front of this car is very friendly. It's very safe, isn't it?
Designed in a way it's non-offensive for the masses. These are the 18-inch GT line rims you get. They're diamond cut. If you go for the 2, you get 16 inches. So you've got 4 trim levels, 2 GT line, 3 and GT line S. Now we've got black gloss roof rails. I want to test you, Adam. What colour do you think this is around the trim? What colour would you say?
Well, it looks like black, Holly.
It's called dark chrome. So on the 2, you don't get this dark chrome, you get satin chrome. Right. And if we just back up to the front again, because this is quite interesting, the 2 trim level doesn't get gloss black. You only get that with the GT line, so it's a little bit more sportier. So you'll notice if you're looking at a Kia Xceed and it doesn't have this dark chrome and it has satin chrome and matte black, it's a lower trim level. The GT lines get...
I see. Around the back, I'll say actually, I'm really divided about what the back looks like. What's your opinion?
I'm going to tell you my most favourite thing. I don't even know if I'm saying it, that's English. My favourite thing are these honeycomb lights. Introduced in 2022, only on the GT line and up. They are one of the best lights you will see in the dark. They look so cool. It's like a bug eye. It's diffuser down there. So they, in 2022, had a little bit of an update. And you might be wondering, oh, I'll just get a Xceed. This Xceed is actually super popular. It's 50% of all Xceed sales. And look at that number plate.
It is nice. Kia have really tried hard. I mean, you can tell this is a press car, so no spoilers there, but we do give our honest opinion. What's your opinion on the back? You have to let us know in the comments.
I want to talk to you about the Kia Xceed and what it's like with its handling. And also, earlier, I told you it has got a little bit of poke when it's on the move. So I'm going to put it, I've got 2 modes, normal and sport. Since I put it in sport, the 7-speed gearbox just holds on to those gears a little bit longer. And look at this, I'm going to plant my foot and watch. Let's go. You can hear the engine sticks. It's pretty grippy, you know. Oh, it's very revvy there, holding onto the gear. So when you want to have a little bit of fun, a bit more of a spirited drive, put it in sport, and this thing starts to move. And steering wise, it's responsive. I can place the car exactly where I want. It doesn't even feel that rolly. And that corner was perfect to test this car out. Long sweeping left, stuck it in, held it, was grippy, and it's a wet day as well today. So you can have fun in this car. And for a 1.5 TGDI, a lot of brands nowadays, they keep putting in measly engines, don't they? We had a Mercedes-Benz CLA the other day, and it had a 1.3, and it just didn't have enough go. Now this, for the 1.5, and you'll get this engine in other Hyundais as well, I think the i110. Okay, like always, I've got Adam in the back with me. I want to find out about the comfort levels in the rear space in the Kia Xceed. Talk to me, Ads.
Okay, so I want to tell you what it's like in the back here. Starting off with the seating position, I feel like I'm fairly upright and I don't have a lot of room in here. I don't know why. I think it's because the ceiling's not very tall. Basically, I haven't got much headroom. Look at this. It's not great. If you're a tall person, you're probably going to struggle. Let's go with knee room. I've got a little bit of knee room, but Ollie did put the seat forward. So, you know, I just feel like it's a little bit small in the back. You are greeted with a little USB-C, so you're not completely left out in the back with a couple of fans. But everything else, you can sort of, the material, I'm not a huge fan of. But yeah, I mean, it's what you can expect from a Kia Xceed. It's a general all-rounder.
Let's check out the Kia Xceed's boot space now. This is pretty interesting because we've got 426 litres of boot space. That's 31 litres more than the Xceed. You've got a 60-40 split. In the GT Line S, you actually get a 40-20-40 split. So it is pretty good. And you've actually got some storage down here as well. What do you guys think? Let me know.
Right, jumping in this car, let's have a look at the interior because it has just started raining, so it's probably a good time to do that.
Good idea.
Anyway, we're greeted with this interior. Now let's just touch the materials.
Squidgy a little bit.
It's
finger it, Adam.
It's not amazing. I'm trying to finger it, but it's not much cushion there.
It's got a bit of give.
It's not leather, is it?
No, it is not leather. This is faux leather, and on the seats, because it's the GT line, you've got a mixture of cloth and a mixture of faux leather. If you go for the 2, it's just cloth. All Xceeds get a 10.3 inch infotainment screen. Now, it's not blended in the best, but it is what it is. It is a bit lower, some sit a bit higher.
I'd say it's very functional. I mean, it looks like it's going to do your job, and it's big enough so you go like, yeah, oh wow, they've sort of made a bit of effort. It's not like super dated is what I'm trying to say. No,
and the sat-nav works pretty well. Separate climate controls for the win, brilliant. The only thing is, I've got a bit of an annoyance with this is, look how cheap. Why is it red? Everything else is really lovely bright white, optic white, and these are red. Like, it's almost liquid crystal display rather than an LED. So
right,
I've seen,
I don't think viewers are going to know what liquid crystal display is.
Yeah, they will. They've had an old calculator. Right. So LCD rather than LED, but it just looks a bit dated. Wouldn't you say that? Why is it red compared to you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm not a super fan of that, but I have spotted you've got 2 heated seats,
yeah,
and a heated steering wheel, so that's a bit of a treat for you.
Only in the GT line and up. So if you go for the 2, you don't get these. But you know what? It's a bit cold in England, and I have been enjoying the heated steering wheel.
I think that is good. Down here you've got a USB-C and a USB-A, so that's always good to see. And what do you reckon about the rest of it? Yeah, so look, this is nice and crisp. You've got these huge dials, these kind of aluminium tips. These remind me of exhaust, these dials. They're not digital, but they're very bright and it works. They almost look 3D. You could be fooled to thinking they're digital, but you do get a little 4-inch digital dash. If you get the GT Line S, full digital, but that's £5 more than what this price is, and this one is £26,915. £5 more, it's silly. That is enough for you. Again, on the 2 level trim, you get that little digi dash there as well. So everything works, really functional. Very good. Let's have a look in here quick. Oh, it's quite a bit of a cavern in there. Yeah. What do you reckon? Usable storage? Yeah, a little bit of felt as well. That's all right, isn't it? Thought about you. Not bad. Anyway,
full fist. Yeah.
Yep, fist that. Overall verdict of this interior is it's quite average. There's nothing super spectacular about it, but it's very functional.
I think it's fair. I think that's a fair thing to say. I think if you expect a higher quality of materials, you'll be looking at a price a lot higher than 26k, and the base trim level for the 2 is £24,310. So if you're looking at the 2, you know, you get what you expect. Same with the GT line. The only thing as well is with the 2 you'd have a manual handbrake as well, but here we've got an automatic handbrake. But yeah, honestly, the interior, it's built fit for purpose, but it's not extra bougie. Let us know your thoughts. Okay guys, thanks for bearing with me. I want to share with you what I found out through my research and using this car over the last week, the 3 secrets, lesser known features about the Kia Xceed. I think you're going to like these. One thing I love about cars nowadays is when they give me an option to turn off lane keep assist with the touch of a button, so I don't have to go through the infotainment. Kia, awesome. The button is on the right here and I can just press and hold to turn it on or off. That's going to be off indefinitely though. One lesser known feature, or kind of a bit of a secret that I don't see anyone talking about, is hidden storage solutions. With this Xceed, you have a hidden compartment with an adjustable boot floor, which is super handy. But look at all that space. So if you have some valuables or some loot that you don't want people seeing, you can chuck it underneath and hide it under this adjustable boot floor. Something pretty simple, but it's something that I don't see many other people talk about. So I think that is a cracking feature. One of the lesser known features, I guess a little bit of a secret you could argue, that you don't hear many people talk about is the eco mode. So there is a eco mode on the Kia Xceed, not this one, which is a little bit odd. I've only got the sport and the normal, but if your Xceed has got an eco mode, it has got an engine off coasting feature. So you can drive up to speeds of 77 miles per hour and the engine will just shut off and disconnect, allowing you to be a little bit more efficient in terms of saving your miles per gallon. And as soon as you tap the brake pedal or the accelerator, it just seamlessly kicks back on and allows you to just be a little bit more energy saving. Now, these eco modes, I'd love to know if your Kia Xceed has got one. Let me know in the comments. I was hoping that this one would have it. I don't know if it's just in the hybrids or the 2023 models, because they've streamlined it now and you can only get this 1.5 TGDI one. But there you go. That is a bit of an interesting lesser known feature that I don't hear anyone talk about, the engine off coasting mode. Let me know if you've heard about it and if you've got it in your car. Another lesser known feature that I don't hear many people chat about is the advanced sound cabin materials. So Kia have updated the soundproofing materials within the cabin, in the firewall, in the carpets, in the windows, keeping the cabin a lot quieter than its previous generation models. And I have got to say, to be fair, when you're not revving the guts out of the engine, it is a nice, quiet, chill, relaxing place to be. And I have been pretty impressed over my time with the Xceed, just how quiet it is. Okay, one thing we should mention, I always love to check out the quality of the rear view camera. So here you go, on your 10.3 inch screen, comes up, nice and clear, pretty crisp. As you'll notice, I've got rear sensors as well, and you only get front sensors on the GT Line S, of course. But even in the lower 2 trim, you will get rear sensors and this camera. What do you guys think of that quality? One of the things that I've really enjoyed this week having a go with the Kia Xceed, kind of being my daily, is just the ease of getting in and out. You've got a really nice door opening. I love that it's a little bit bigger than a hatchback, but not as big as an SUV. So you're kind of in the middle. And I've just really enjoyed the kind of viewpoint, the seating position. These seats are good. They are pretty tight on the bolsters, but the visibility out the front is great. The rear window's quite small, but you get used to it, and I can see everything I need to. But you know what? It's been really comfortable. And they actually made some changes with this Kia Xceed. They changed the spring rates on the front. They made them 7% softer, 4% softer in the rear, 7 in the front. And I think it's such a really comfortable car to drive, really easy. Jumped in. I've got the DCT, the 7-speed automatic, which is £1,100 more than the 6-speed manual. I would definitely just get the automatic. I know it's £1,100 more, but just do it. You'll thank me later. And it is an absolute cruiser. I've really enjoyed just how comfortable it is, because a lot of cars nowadays tend to be a little bit on the firm side, and I know the Xceed is firmer than this, and therefore you're going to think, oh, it's probably got a bit of body roll, but it doesn't. It handles itself really well. Another weird thing, on the steering wheel, it's got really thin bits here. It's probably the thinnest steering wheel at this part I've ever touched with my hands. I don't know if I like it or not, it's weird, but I just thought I'd mention it. So you can proper get your hands around the steering wheel, and it's just been an absolute brilliant car so far in terms of comfort levels. Okay, let's do a launch. Let's see what it's got. 0 to 62. 8.9 seconds. Kia say it's in sport mode, and that's 60. So yeah, that probably felt 8.9 seconds. It's pretty slow. From a standing still position, it is pretty slow, but do you care? No, I don't. Let me know if you do in the comments. All right, I want to give you my recommendation of what trim level I think you guys need to buy, because we all want to save a little bit of money. Going for the top trim level, the GT Line S, just isn't worth it. You know, it's like £31,000. But if you can live with a manual handbrake and you're not fussed about the GT Line styling, so you get in satin chrome and black matte and average tail lights, then go for the trim level 2. I wouldn't recommend that. I would go for the one I'm in, the GT Line. I absolutely love the rear tail lights. I think the honeycomb look just looks really classy and kind of modern as well. Also, you get a heated steering wheel and heated seats and a little bit of mixture of faux leather and cloth. So I would say GT Line. It's £2,300 more than the trim level 2, but I think you are actually getting a lot more for your money. And trust me, the look of those rear tail lights, every time you see them, you'll go, I did the right thing. Oliver was right. The GT Line is the one to go for.
All right, that's been our episode on the Kia Xceed, and I think it's a great all-round option. The colour's warming up on me. I do actually quite like the colour now. What do you think, Ollie?
I think it's a very interesting car. Like we spoke about, it's affordable. You've seen and heard those 3 secret features, lesser known features that no one is talking about. We've spoken about what it's like to drive here on the UK roads. It's practical, all those tech inside. I'd really love to know what you guys think about the Kia Xceed in the comments. As always, throw us a like if you like the episode. What would you have over this car? Let us know in the comments. Get a sub to Car Chat TV, and we'll see you on the next one. If you've made it this far, thank you ever so much for watching. I've just popped up 2 more videos on your screen that you also may like. If you do watch one, let me know what you think.